So Joe Douglas actually did know what was going on, and he was able to dunk on Bill Belichick, the New England Patriots, and random NFL analysts all over the planet. Oh yeah, we're gonna enjoy this one. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor Gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey everybody, my name is Paul Esdin Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25, and let's get into it. This may be one of my favorite videos, topics we've ever discussed here on the show. You know, the New York Jets, throughout their history and my fandom as a 30-year-old, have quite often been a punching bag very easily for NFL media. Anytime people think they could dunk on the Jets, they try to do so with reckless abandon. And that was once again the case during the 2023 NFL draft. The New York Jets, who ended up picking 15th overall in the first round after the Aaron Rodgers trade, which included a first round pick swap, the New England Patriots picked ahead of them. And a lot of people said, oh boy, maybe a team trades up and snipes the Jets and makes them look like an idiot. And that's what a lot of people said did happen when the Pittsburgh Steelers made a deal with the New England Patriots to jump in front of the Jets to take Broderick Jones, the guy everyone said the Jets wanted. And then all of a sudden, they panicked and picked Will McDonald, this guy that a lot of people viewed as a second or third round pick, and that Joe Douglas was an idiot. Well, we found out actually tonight that wasn't the case at all. Shout out to Flight 23 Ascension. We're about to roll the footage. This is from the second episode of Flight 23 Ascension, which was a deep dive into the 2023 NFL draft, including some trips into the Jets war room. And we found out that Joe Douglas actually knew what was going on the entire time. Let's roll the footage.
As the clock winds in round one, the Jets weigh their options as their first selection approaches. And predicting how the board will break is part of the game.
Green Bay has submitted its pick. New England is now on the clock. New England has traded its pick. Pittsburgh is now on the clock. Pittsburgh has submitted its pick. The New York Jets are now on the clock.
Oh my God. Freaking hilarious. And let me just try to bask in this moment. I hope all you Jet fans can as well. And while you're doing that, make sure you like the video and hit subscribe down below. So let's try to bask and savor in this. This, of course, the Flight 23 Essential, which is part of One Jets Drive, their documentary crew. This was a documentary, and the second episode was released tonight. Again, the narrative that was spun out when the Jets traded from 13 to 15 is they're going to miss out on the offensive tackle. They're going to miss out on their guy. But as we just heard in that clip, the Jets basically revealed their triple big board heading into the 15th pick. They wanted Will McDonald, so they would have taken him no matter what. Number 2, Michael Mayer, the tight end of Notre Dame. That would have raised some eyebrows. We could talk about that later. And then number 3, Broderick Jones. So Broderick Jones obviously went at 14, so he wasn't even on the board. But even if he was, the Jets valued 2 players higher than him in it. And also, the people that came out and said, like Ross Tucker, it's time to dunk on a few people. So we'll start off with the New England Patriots first and Bill Belichick. So reportedly, according to the Washington Post, and there's a full article down below so you guys can keep track because there's a lot going on here. So again, full article down below, you guys can follow along with us. But here's what occurred. An anonymous NFL general manager told the Washington Post that Bill Belichick trading that 14th pick to the Steelers was an attempt to fuck the Jets. Okay. He wanted to screw his division rival. They weren't going to take Broderick Jones, but they believed from their sourced intel that the Jets wanted him. And if they could trade with anyone to ensure that they didn't get their player, they were going to do it. So they tried to F the Jets by trading with the Steelers. Now, why did they try to F the Jets in two ways? First off, by making the trade in general. And number two, the Patriots took less. According to the NFL draft value chart, to drop from 14 to 17, which is where the Steelers were supposed to give up a third round pick. The Patriots said, nah, a fourth round pick is fine. In theory, taking less so the Jets can't get their guy. But as we just found out, that wasn't the Jets guy. They had two guys higher that were both available at the 15th overall pick, so they wouldn't have taken Broderick Jones anyway. So the Patriots took less to try to dunk on the Jets, and then they just dunk on themselves. Number one. Number two, Joe Douglas crystal balled accurately nailed that not only would the Patriots trade it, not only would that be for Broderick Jones, but he nailed the team that would be trading up to get it. Joe Douglas deserves a statue. He has a crystal ball. He is a freaking wizard. So don't doubt Joe gosh darn Douglas. He is stone cold Steve Austin. And that's the bottom line because Joe Douglas said so. So freaking hilarious. So Patriots, fuck you, pal. Bill Belichick, oh, fuck you, pal. Okay, a bunch of fuck yous to the New England area that thought they could dunk on the Jets. See, your last place looking ass in the AFC East in fourth place thinks you have the gall, the gonads to say, oh, we'll take a little bit less in the trade because we're the Patriots and we're going to fuck the Jets. So you took less in the trade, looking like an idiot for losing that trade, and you didn't even get the guy that we wanted. So fuck you, pal. Fuck you. I just had to throw that out there. Now, there's someone else we have to dunk on. So the Patriots are fun to dunk on, of course. How could they not be? You know, they're a very fun team, and so is Bill Belichick, for that matter. But there's someone else that was a little bit more emphatic, and he's a former NFL player, and he certainly got dunked on in my article down below by several different people. But let's throw this tweet up. This is from Ross Tucker, who tweeted this out. Look at this friggin' genius. Let's go to gosh darn Ross Tucker here. Here's Ross Tucker's tweet from following night one of the draft. The Jets telling everyone how much they love Broderick Jones, including pick swap with the Packers and Rodgers trade so they're behind division rivals, allow Steelers to leap them, reaching for Will McDonald, is why they're the Jets. Ross Tucker. Again, as I told you, people love dunking on the Jets when they think they have the opportunity. Number one, telling everyone how much they love Broderick Jones. Yeah, that's called a misdirect. The Jets leaked that out of their building, and everyone assumed it was true. So they tricked New England to, again, to trade less for more and skip back. So they dunk on them. And then Pittsburgh's full because they think they were getting Broderick Jones away from the Jets. So number one, wrong. Number two, the pick swaps, they're behind the division rivals. That's true. But even after the pick swap, Joe Douglas said in his pre-draft presser, he's not afraid of the New England Patriots, and we saw why. So thank you very much. Allowing the Steelers to leap them, of course, the Jets could have moved up if they wanted Broderick Jones, but they didn't. Reaching for Will McDonald, well, we'll see in a couple of years. Normally need 3 years to properly evaluate a draft class. The Jets had Will McDonald at number one on their big board heading into this. Now, I'm not saying he was their number one overall player in terms of the 15 picks. If they had the number one pick, they would have taken Will Donald. That's not what I'm saying. But heading in, once we were getting close to the pick, the Jets had their big board. It was Will McDonald, number one, Michael Mayer, number two, and then Broderick Jones, number three. So Broderick Jones was firmly third. That's what the room said. So again, reaching, that's exactly who the Jets wanted, and that's who they got. So the narrative about a panic move, the Jets freaked out. Oh no, someone grabbed Broderick Jones. What are we going to do now? I guess Will McDonald is bullshit. It was a bullshit narrative. And why they're the Jets, that's why Ross Tucker, you're just some scrub, man. That's why you're some scrub, pal, is that you tried to dunk on the Jets. So I'm looking forward to a full apology tweet from Ross Tucker. I don't imagine we're going to get one from the New England Patriots. But guys, I just hope that Jet fans are able to bask in this, savor in this, because again, Joe Douglas deserves a statue. He knew what was happening. He knew what was going on, and the Jets didn't want Broderick Jones. Like, he was on the list. He was third on the list. If they had 3 first-round picks and all of them were 15, 16, 17, they would have taken him at 17. But guess what? They didn't, because they didn't want him at the top. They fooled the NFL. They fooled the Patriots. They fooled Bill Belichick and apparently fooled Ross Tucker of all people. Joe gosh darn Douglas. He knows what he's doing. So let's give this man his respect. Let's give this man his flowers. Absolutely nailing it. And speaking of nailing it, got to give a quick shout out to the Flight 23 Ascension crew, the One Jets Drive crew, absolutely hitting the ball out of the freaking yard with this documentary, another 45-minute special. We have one more episode of Flight 23 Ascension coming out next Thursday. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you see it on the Jets YouTube channels. It's also on their official app. You can find it anywhere. Again, episode 2, deep dive into the draft. So many great nuggets. We'll be diving into a few of them here on the channel. And guys, keep this on the calendar. We'll be having Seth Bradley on the show in the near future. I want all the episodes to be out first, and plus we have some Jets Twitter diehard documentary questions to get into. So we have all that coming in the near future. So guys, make sure you do it and follow along. Check out the series. Episode 1 was awesome with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Episode 2 was even more fantastic. Make sure you guys check it out. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time right here on Boy Green's YouTube channel. Again, like the video, hit subscribe down below. Thanks.